Okay. Exciting news. We just got the call, finally. So
After 3 years.
After 3 years, I know it. Don't know why it took so long. But in Alaska, we have a program for Roadkill Salvage, the Roadkill Salvage program. And there's not a whole lot to it, but you go, basically you apply with the state troopers, you get on a list, and I don't know how they do it exactly, but you're supposed to go down the list, call in people for any moose that's been killed in a certain area. We're in our certain area. There's been several moose in the last few years, but we never got called. Well, anyway, we did tonight. It's about midnight, and we're excited, and we're ready to go. We're supposed to be there within 30 minutes.
Yeah, so in prep for this, we've always kept a bin ready to go for hopefully getting this call. And so I think we're pretty prepared. It only takes about 10 minutes to get to the site. Well, probably about 15, right? Where they told you it was?
It's about 10, 15 minutes, yeah. It's not far away. We talked to the trooper on the phone, and he said, even if it's 40 minutes, it's fine, but we're going to be there in plenty of time. Mm-hmm. And we do keep the bin. We have plenty of ideas of ways to recover moose in this situation. The trooper, in this case, said it's very accessible, so we're not going to worry about the trailer. We're not going to worry about the tractor. I do have a come along in the kit, and I'll put a picture of what's in it up here somewhere. But yeah, so we're gonna get moving. We're gonna start getting our stuff together, the rest of our stuff together.
Yeah, I think all I have to grab are my.
Karen put together just a small bag with
gloves, another headlamp in case my sister or brother-in-law doesn't have theirs, which they will.
Yeah, we have backup coming too. And then there's actually more light in the bin too. I keep light in there. That's, obviously you need lots of light. But we're going to start getting out the door.
Let me grab my bibs. Okay. And I can put them on there. All right, let's go get a moose.
Let's go get a moose. Midnight mission.
River knows what that means.
Yes, she does know what that means. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to turn the camera over to Karen because I gotta grab the bin. Oh.
That was quite the grunt there.
We're no strangers to cleaning moose, that's for sure. We've done plenty of it. You just hope that the moose in question isn't too far gone or hit, gut hit.
Right. How long has it been since we've had a moose? Did you say that?
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Well, we're on our third year.
Yeah, this will be really nice.
So, we're gonna jump in the truck and load up the mutt. Come on, girl. Load up. And then hopefully we have ourselves a bunch of moose meat here in a little bit.
I know, I can't wait to see how big it is.
I know, it's just gonna be awesome. Okay, we'll see y'all in a little bit.
Okay, so here we starting to skin the moose. It's a cow, small cow, and we've actually become a fan of starting skinning from the back. Just seems to keep the animal, the meat cleaner. So it's been worked for us. That's the way we do it. And then brother-in-law shows up here in a second and got lots of light right on the side of the road, as you can see. So it was very accessible. So the plan is to get this animal quartered, then get the guts out and take everything and put it in the back of the truck and clean up the side of the road. That's the key, I guess, to staying on the list, is to make sure you leave the site very clean, and there's no wanton waste, and got to do a good job. So here we got 3 of the 4 of us anyway. One of them's behind the camera, but we're getting a moose quartered up. We as a family, we're no stranger to this. We've field dressed quite a few moose together, so it's everybody kind of knows their job, or they know what to do, what needs done. If a leg needs pulled back, or the hide needs pulled, or whatever it may be. But we've gotten pretty efficient at it. I do believe at the end of the day, this cleaning this moose up took us about a half an hour. We got it quartered, got the guts in that bin, and then threw everything in the back of the truck. We just wanted to get out of the side of the road and get everything back to the house so we can finish cleaning the moose up. But yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, right?
So that was an adventure. This is actually the next day, but we got the meat hanging in a spot in the garage where it stays around 40 degrees, 45 degrees, most of the winter. We've hung meat in here many times before, and it's perfect. So I'll show you what we got. There's a hind quarter and a front quarter. Some tenderloin, or what's left. We may or may not have already had some. There's another hind quarter, front quarter, and then the grind bag. So all in all, there's also another tenderloin or a back strap there. We did get plenty of meat, or plenty of bone-in meat. We're gonna leave it hang for about a week, and then we'll cut up the cuts and do the grinds and all that stuff. We'll have everybody over. It's like a Alaska party. But it's a very small cow is what it ended up being. And it was hitting the side of the head. So most of the meat was salvageable, almost all of it. We had, we were on the side of the road, so, it's trying to get it done quick. So we brought, large chunks back with us. We brought everything out of there because the rules are very strict for a good reason. They want you to clean the site completely, which is not a problem. The bin that we showed that goes with, we ended up using it to put the whole gut pile in and then disposed of the gut pile later on. Or next morning. But, doing it on the side of the road, trying to go quick, we're close enough to the road that, you stay concerned. But with traffic going by, you're trying to get it done quick. So we cleaned it up, got everything out of there, brought it back, hung it in here, and I'm happy with the amount of meat we got, considering it was a very small cow. But yeah, happy with the amount of meat we got off of her. There's going to be lots of marrow bones for the dog. We've tried to make marrow out of it before, and it's fine. It's just so mild that it's just almost too mild. These animals have so little fat on them. But overall, happy. Can't wait to get it cut up. We already did sample, and it's very mild because she was so young. We ate one of the tenderloins, and Karen and I did, and it was so mild. Delicious, of course, but again, very mild. She was young. But anyway, it's a great program, the salvage program. Nothing goes to waste. Alaska's great about things like that. You know, the hunting and fishing rules are very strict for good reason. People come up here, and you know, obviously you don't want to lose your entire livelihood because if you know a few people spend 10 grand to come to Alaska and catch too much fish or overhunt or poach. But this program is great because as soon as an animal is hit, the troopers are, you know, they're supposed to call it troopers anyway, but they're called and they go down the list, and people are very good. I've watched people on the side of the road harvesting them before, and it was our turn this time, which is awesome because now we have moose meat. We didn't get a tag last year. We didn't get a moose last year. We didn't work too hard at it because we had a vacation we were preparing for and that. But yeah, so we're stoked. We got plenty of meat ready to go in the freezer. You know, we got lucky with this particular roadkill because, again, the moose was hitting the head, and it was right next to the road, so it was really accessible. There wasn't much damage, and most of the meat was salvageable, almost all of it again. So we feel very blessed that we're able to get this meat for the year. This is the best game meat in the world. Changed my mind. Anyway, we'll see you when we got everything on the table and we're cutting it up here in a few days, and hope you come along. Okay, so today is meat processing day. Brother-in-law and I are going to work on this, hopefully get most of it done, if not all of it. But right now is the worst part of the process, and that's picking the hair off. We did a pretty good job, but we were on the side of the road doing this. But we still did probably as good as we do usually when we're in the field. But we're going to pick all the hair off and get some of the road rash off of it, and we'll bring you back. Okay, so we got it pretty much cleaned up. Now we're gonna start cutting roast out of it. We usually do like small 2-pound roasts, and after that, whatever's left is gonna be for the ground burger. But we're just gonna get after it. We got a bag for our grind, and a trash bag over here, and we're gonna get after it. Hey, River, what you eating? You got a moose bone? Are you so excited? You got a moose bone? What you got, River? Well, we got herself a little shank bone. So we're on the second 2 quarters, picking the hair off again. For anybody that doesn't know, moose hair is very coarse, very tough, and when it's been hanging for a few days, it sticks pretty good. So, is it? Like my brother-in-law said a minute ago, it's a lot easier to keep the hair off in the field than it is to pick it off later. So, if thinking about going hunting for any kind of animal, might want to keep that in mind. Right now he's using a new technique, wiping it with a damp towel. He says it's working good. All right, we moved on to, we're done deboning all the meat. Now we're moved on to, we're gonna wrap these roasts. Trying to cut them in 1 pound roasts. Some look better than others, but it is what it is. We're not professionals. We're getting down to the last couple of pieces to wrap. These are all the roasts. And then the consensus is tomorrow we're going to do the grind. Show some of that process. This is the best way to do this. We've had this meat last years in the freezer. We hit it with the plastic wrap, good plastic wrap. And then butcher paper, usually it's like a double to triple wrap for an insulator. We've never had any real freezer burn. And then, yeah, Stan was just saying that last week, did a roast. It was 3 years old, and I was over to eat some of it. And it was as good as day one. I mean, it was delicious. This moose meat really holds up well. So today is grind day. We're gonna get all this grind meat ground up, put in bags. We usually do it in about 1 pound bags. But yeah, we'll show you a little bit of this process. It's not really that difficult. Right now I'm just finishing dressing up the neck. There's a lot of meat on the neck. The easiest way to deal with the neck is not in the field. Just chunk it off, bring it home in a bag, and then work on it here. There's a lot of meat on there, so but it does take a lot of work to get it off. But anyway, so we're gonna get started here grinding soon as I get this neck meat cut off. We got all the meat ready, and we're gonna get grinding. Literally. without adding fat to it, this is gonna go fast. Now get in the hole. So we're on our last fine grind. You can see we got 2 full bins here. This is the part that takes the longest, is this second grind. We're mixing our 2 batches. One of them was mostly the trim from the roasts, and Then we had rib meat, and then we had all the shanks and that. And that, just want to mix it up so you don't get all of one thing. Our meat.
That's right.
I don't wear gloves to eat my hamburger. Should wear a bib. We're bagging up the ground meat. Try to get it in 1 pound bags. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's for us.
Okay.
We just fried up a burger to try it. It's delicious. Like Stan said, tastes like moose.
Yep.
So we're all done. We've got a lot to clean up to do. I usually sanitize everything because you want it ready next time we get a moose or get anything. So anyway, we ended up with about 90 pounds of meat. That's no bones. That's just roasts and ground total, and we split that between the two families. So we have 45-ish pounds per family of meat, and that'll last Karen and I probably 6 to 8 months, depending. We don't really eat red meat that often. We eat, we have salmon, chicken, lots of other things that we eat for meat. But yeah, I'm happy with how much we got. It was a small moose, and I know some of you out there going, that's the size of a whole deer in Florida or whatever. But we're happy with the amount of meat we got off of that little cow. And so it took us, just for reference, it was the fastest I think we've ever quartered a moose because we were on the side of the road. And, but it took us about half an hour to quarter that moose, get it all loaded up in the truck. That's very fast. But the four of us have done moose. We've cleaned moose, field dressed them together several times, so everybody knows pretty much what to do. No one's standing around waiting. So it was about half hour on the side of the road, and then it took my brother-in-law and I about 3 hours, I think, to debone and roast out the meat. And then today was about 2.5 hours to finish cleaning it up and grind. And that was grinding, bagging, all the way to the end. So it's in the freezer now. But yeah, it was about 2.5 hours. So very pleased with the program. Thank you, Alaska, for having a program like that. It's going to feed us for quite a while. Everybody knows the price of red meat right now is ridiculous. So the free meat, and of course we process everything ourselves. We've been doing that for years, so we don't pay anybody to handle the meat for us. So from this time, from the roadside to table is only our hands. Usually it's from the woods when we down them. But yeah, we're happy with it. We love doing it. It's a family affair. We all get together and do it most of the time, and we have very lean, clean, a lot of additive free meat, steroids, whatever they put in the cows these days. So yeah, that's it for this one. I appreciate anybody that stuck around this long. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.